This week we're thinking walleye, so we've come to one of our favorite spots to do just that, Hubbard Lake, just south of Alpena. Despite a lack of structure to hold fish, the walleye are here, and John's got some useful tips to help you find them.
We're gonna run a nice tight break edge, staying out in the basin area.
And of course, when in doubt, just follow the bait.
That right there is what we're looking for.
It also helps if you've got some irresistible bait of your own.
Yep, and that's a Walleye Nation creation right there, and he just ate it.
It's a great day to be on the water in Alpena, and the forecast calls for a full box on this edition of Fisherman's Digest.
Another nice Hubbard Lake walleye.
Hey guys, John Bergsma here, Fisherman's Digest with Captain Nick Dode from Reel Live Action Sportfishing. Today, we're just setting up. It's early in a midweek day on Hubbard Lake, Michigan. We're gonna be running a combination of offshore tackles, tadpoles, and Walleye Nation creation double troubles, as well as throwing a few of Nick's custom made spinners out there. Stay tuned for a great show up here in Alpena, Michigan on Hubbard Lake. When you're targeting big, deep lakes, now Hubbard Lake is over 90 feet deep, and so we're setting up initially in 50 feet. You see that nice clean mark down there about 36 feet. Another one at about 32, that's a much bigger fish. When you're fishing these deep, clean lakes, you've got to figure out a way to make these fish bite during the middle of the day for you to have success. So we're starting in a little cup, and you can see we're just gonna run a nice tight break edge, staying out in the basin area a little bit. Now, it's a little bit search and destroy when you're fishing these big lakes, because in the middle of the summer, when they say fish have tails and they swim, they're not kidding when they're talking about main lake non-structure trolling. So we're using break edges as a guide. We're not just aimlessly trolling around, but you definitely want to pay attention to marks. And when you have boards go back, you definitely want to be hitting your chart plotter to save that waypoint, because typically what will happen is these fish will hold in certain areas because of the presence of bait fish. And once you find those areas and get a hit or two, you want to concentrate your efforts on those areas. And that right there is what we're looking for. That is not a fish, that's a fish.
Bait
that's
ball?
a big bait ball, 20 to 28. The bottom is 28. You want to put your baits below that bait ball. You want to know where the top and the bottom of those bait balls, and they'll hold real consistently in certain areas. You see a little fuzzy light line right there. That's the beginning of what looks like a thermocline. Those bait balls are holding just above the thermocline, so you want to run your tadpoles just below it, so maybe 30 feet down, because you want that walleye to see your bait and not be competing with the bait. So they look more vulnerable when they're either lower or higher than the bait ball. They look, you know, like, hey, there's one that's off by himself, and that predator fish will notice that. That'll be the first one they'll go to. That'll be your lure. One of those got to be a biter. There it is. Hey guys, well, we trolled for about 10 minutes and went through a cluster of fish, and Nick says, one of those has got to be a biter, and I went, and there it is. Offshore board went flying back. And you notice Nick's just taking his time. Don't want to force these fish. You just want to just go ahead and relax. That's gonna be on gold.
Nice fish.
Beautiful fish. Well, Nick undoes that. Hey Brett, let me tell you guys. So we threw not only a spread of depths out there with the tadpoles, but we threw a spread of colors. It's an overcast morning. We're supposed to get some sunshine later, but right now it's primarily overcast. Nick, gold can be an awesome, awesome early morning color, can it?
Absolutely. A lot of the natural golds and silvers on a lake like this produce.
Fish number one with the offshore tadpole spinner combination. Third board?
I think so.
Pull your pants up. He might be hooked. When he turns, I'm gonna bring him. Yeah.
Another nice one.
That's a real nice one. Yep.
You can see how thick these fish are. There's lots of food in here for him.
Yep.
He had that thing buried.
Yep, and that's a Walleye Nation creation right there, and he just ate it. Completely ate it. I got the...
Oh, really nice Hubbard Lake walleye.
Beautiful fish. Fish?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that board go back. And what you saw right there was the unusual thing that Nick does, which is we were on an inside turn and he saw that board. You got to remember, on an inside turn, Nick, the board's going slower, right?
Yep.
So what happened is you might not get a good hook set. So he immediately grabbed the rod and actually gave the board to the fish, releasing any tension that was there, allows that fish to maybe chomp it one more time and turn. And then he actually surged the board forward once he ran out of slack, setting the hook, giving himself a better chance to catch a fish. Those are little things that good fishermen do to increase the numbers of fish that end up in the live well.
You're at 60.
That's pretty much we know where the fish are, eh? Just go nice and easy, Nick.
15.
What's gonna happen here, guys, when you're netting, this fish is under the boat, and I just saw color, and it's a better fish. So Nick's just gonna take his time, and once he gets that tadpole real close to the rod tip, he's just gonna try to bring that fish to me, and I'm gonna probably get one look at it, and that's it.
Woke up a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's a good fish, I see him. Yeah. There we go. Just take your time, be patient. Be patient while Nick gets that off. Again, we're looking at these fish right here, guys. Those fish, 30 foot down, over 60 feet of water. They got a deeper group of fish that's down 45. We've got a bait down there, but we're not seeming to catch those. It seems like those fish that are right at 30 are the ones that are doing the damage. And Nick will show you another beautiful Hubbard Lake walleye.
Nice dark color to him.
Yeah, beautiful fish.
He's got the one hook way down.
Surgery, but let's talk about again these baits. Now, this is a regular double hook harness. That's just a Walleye Nation creation. It's called Gold Digger. And this is the double hook harness. This is the double trouble right here. The double trouble starts with a very small treble hook. We caught one earlier on this bait, as you recall. And then a big slow death hook. And what you do is you thread that crawler onto the slow death hook, leaving just a little 1/4 inch of the nose free. And then you hook that little bit of the 1/4 inch of the nose right into the top of that one barb of the treble, and that stabilizes the spinner. You break it through, and then you pinch it off in the back, giving yourself maybe an inch and a half of crawler to trail behind the hook. And what happens is that whole harness will roll. It's not just the spinner spinning, but the harness itself will roll. And that creates a lot of fish on. Fish on. Outside board? Oh yeah. That's racking them. You don't even need to feed that one. Tell you what, while Nick wrangles this thing in, guys, this key fob. So today we're fishing with our Garmin Kraken, and I'm using this key fob because we're in the back of the boat the whole time. And once you get a good line where you're catching fish, like we are right now, you set it on heading hold, takes you right on a compass bearing heading hold, and you can stay right on those fish, no problem at all. Now in the back of my boat, as you see to the right there, that little black thing, that's my kicker autopilot from Garmin as well. So if I was trolling faster, let's say Nick and I were out salmon fishing wanting to go 2.5, then I would not use the Kraken. I'd put this away, a different key fob, and I'd be using a kicker autopilot. That's really the key to having great boat control, is you've got to have autopilot on both front and back of the boat, because otherwise you just lack control. And especially when there's only 2 guys playing fish today, you know, you can't be steering. You just have to ignore it and go in a nice fish catching line. We're using this alligator clip with our offshore boards, and I like it because you just grab the board like this and you just flip that up. Of course, this is our tattle flag system. We probably wouldn't have needed the tattle flag system with this particular fish, but it sure is nice to see that flag just go whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when they whack down, you know, okay.
20.
And this is what we talked about. Well, when we get this fish in, that fish we caught because we had the Kraken on autopilot, still fishing while we were dealing with this fish. We were in a good fish zone. And so we were able to maximize and catch another fish, or at least hook another fish. We'll see if we get them in, but at least we're fishing. That one we'll let Nick deal with. That's a
beauty.
That's a beauty. This is also a beauty.
You gotta love this, John.
Oh, love it. I love it so much. That's one of those Walleye Nation ones? Yep, Walleye Nation. That's a 2-hook harness. 15 feet, and when you see that fish just really resisting, just let it be. Don't try to pull back on it. Just have a loose wrist with the rod in your hand. Let that rod tip go if he wants to go. These bigger fish, they're gonna come in when they're ready to come in. And if you try to force them, right, Nick, you'll just rip it out.
Yep, I see some color back there. You'll have a fish story instead of a fish memory.
Yeah, I want a fish sandwich. Nice fish. Beautiful fish. And these tadpoles fight so nice because they just straighten right out. When they're in the dive mode, dive setting, then they dive down. But when they're fighting that fish in, you're able to just get that fish. Nice fish, Nick. Right in.
Look at that one.
That's a beauty.
This one was on gold again.
Beautiful.
Another nice Hubbard Lake walleye.
Look at this. We're barely into the day here. 1.5 passes and we've got 1 man's limit, and we're starting on Nick's limit next. Of course, he always catches mine first because Betsy will kill him otherwise. So guys, what we got is we're setting up in a new spot. One of the most important things you can have on your boat is a rail mounted rod holder system. I've got this Trax system with a 5-foot rail on this boat. Couple of GT100s. These are 14-point adjustable dipsy holders that I double also as extra rod holders when I'm running 4 or 5 rods. So of course I got my quad trees that I'm going to use these 3, and then I'll use these 2 to set my last 2 boards. And having that versatility, this is essentially set up for salmon fishing where I could run a 12 or a 14 rod spread, but it's awesome for walleye fishing as well because it works super good. Just to be able to get rods and move them around the boat and put them where you need them. And on those days where you have a few extra bodies in the boat and you want to run a lot of rods, you've got the setup for it. Down like a gajillion feet on Hubbard Lake. He tried to bushwhack us. Nick, we got him with the gold digger.
Again.
Gold digger has been, show that off.
Right off.
Show that off. And that was truly, we snipped the back of the crawler and everything on that one. So that's the little trouble. And we had it running slow death. We'll show you the gold digger blade here. That's right out of the package, right, Nick?
Yep. Another lake walleye.
Beautiful job,
Northern Michigan.
Well, Nick pays attention to the graph in case we need to do anything. I'm going to show you guys how to hook these crawlers on this slow death rig when you're out suspended trolling. And there's a little trick to this that I found works good. Nikki, where's those crawlers? But what you do, the key to this is to leave yourself just a little bit. See, I left that tip sticking out just a little bit. Now I thread it on. And I go just past that barrel. And then to stabilize the spinner is what I really refer to this as. I learned that from Mike Vane from Trophy Fishing Specialist, is I'm just pricking that loose head in. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna take this right there off because I don't want short strikes. And now we'll show you how that looks in the water. Really important that you see, watch how the crawler itself actually rolls. The whole rig is rolling. Not only is the spinner spinning, but the whole rig is spinning very slowly. And I think that's what's triggering these fish.
Really?
Fish on.
Got him?
Yep.
This guy's
Take it.
pulling pretty good.
I know. I saw the board rock. I didn't even see the board go back. I saw literally the back of the board. See, if you see right there, the way that board is down in the back, that's all that I saw happen, is that thing just hit that thing, and I grabbed that rod and just started reeling to set the hook, because these fish have been so finicky. And so right now, all we're trying to do is make sure we keep pressure on them. See and we go easy with them, because these fish have been really timid. Some of them are hooked good right in the grommet. Some of them are literally coming out in the net like that last one. Oh yeah. And that little treble. I mean, look at that. Slow death hook hooked, the treble hooked. That fish hit it. I mean, there was no doubt. And that's what we're talking about when you're not competing with the localized bait fish. Then you're not then they're not so timid. They're seeing something and they're wanting it.
Yep.
You've seen firsthand the fantastic walleye fishing here on Hubbard Lake. It's also a great spot for smallmouth bass and perch, but Hubbard Lake barely scratches the surface of the wide variety of angling opportunities that await you in the Alpena region. Thunder Bay offers year-round lake trout, coho, steelhead, and seasonal Atlantic salmon. The Thunder Bay River, right in downtown Alpena, is another great spot for walleye. In mid to late summer, head north a bit to Presque Isle for even more multi-species action. In fact, with the help of an experienced local charter captain, you could be tangling with 6 or 7 different species in one single trip. You'll also find plenty of walleye, smallmouth bass, perch, and northern pike on both Long Lake and Grand Lake. Perhaps the biggest challenge of planning a fishing adventure in the Alpena region is just deciding where to start. There's also plenty to see and do when you come back in off the water. Alpena has a vibrant downtown district just waiting to be discovered. Stroll along the Alpena Bypath, a scenic 18-mile trail system perfect for walking, biking, or even rollerblading. Explore charming boutiques, art galleries, and enjoy delicious local cuisine. Alpena's Thunder Bay is also known as Shipwreck Alley and is the resting spot for over 200 shipwrecks. Explore the area on board the famous Lady Michigan, a 65-foot glass-bottom boat that runs tours daily in the summer and fall. Want to get more up close and personal? Don a snorkel or even dive gear for a closer view. To start planning your own Alpena adventure, go to visitalpena.com.
Got him?
Yeah, I got him. He's
Nice
tangled
fish.
in that
He's
other
all
line.
over it.
19 inches.
See, he's barely hooked. Just the one little hook in there. Cool.
Put him in there, Nicky. Hey guys, awesome day here with Captain Nick Dode from Reel Live Action Sportfishing. Thanks to Hubbard Lake and the area for an awesome adventure here. This is always a great destination. Captain Nick's always a great guy to spend a day in the boat with. We'll see you next week here on Fisherman's Digest.